Hi guys, Tugri here with a new video. In this video, we are going to talk about TBC again, and I'm doing the prep. So I didn't lie, right? I'm still doing the herbalism, 267 out of 300, and we do sell all of the herbs, and the herbs actually sell for quite a lot. So that's fun, I guess, because the broken economy, if you are not farming, obviously everything is broken. But if you do farm and you do farm the herbs, like those are also expensive. So everything you're doing sells and is more expensive to do. So that's something you need to keep in mind. I'm gonna try to not gank the 50s, except if they are like going for my. That's unfortunate. That guy had no mercy. So basically, what I'm doing is like the herbing. And I'm planning to go blacksmithing on my warriors, so I'm gonna drop mining, which kind of sucks because mining is a great potential to get gold, but I think going for Storm Herald is it's too good to pass up. I don't know if I did say the name correctly. It is Storm Herald. So first it's Thunder, then it's Deep Thunder, and then it's Storm Herald, right? I think going for that is like the only way to be very competitive without like hoping on like pure raid drops and whatnot. So again, you need to have the materials, but it's still fine. Grom's Blood, actually, like right now I'm farming it, and it is selling for much, so that's a good thing. Mighty Rage potions are always needed. So that's always great to have, especially I'm a warrior, so I know what I'm talking about. Like if I'm doing raids, I need those potions to be competitive, like DPS wise. But I do believe like right now I have my set course on how to prep for professions at least. I'm going to keep tailoring on this like character because I have no choice. It's 300 of 300. If I could have chosen to put those like that tailoring to my Shadow Priest, it would be better. Speaking of which, I'm actually playing on Warmane as well, and I found a build. Well, found. I was thinking like, if I was healing, could I make it fun for myself? I still need to take the fly point here, man. I haven't done that on my druid, which is kind of silly. Um, I was thinking like if I was, oh, another Grom's Blood, nice. If I was like going to heal in arenas, because again, I think Shadow Priest, it depends on the teammate you're having, and not everyone wants to run with a Shadow Priest. But if I'm actually ready to do a Disc Priest, like healing priest, in arenas, but I want to have fun as well. I want to be able to do a bit of damage or a bit more aggressive, and I found like a build that could be very good in Disc Priest. Like you take the main talents for Disc, you still have pain suppression, PI and whatnot, but you also go for Shadow where you are replacing the smite spam, even though you're not spamming too much smites in arenas. But when you do, instead of smiting, you're going to do Mind Flays, and that's a very effective mana per costs, which is very good, and per damage that you're doing. And then you have Mana Burn, which again, you're going to most likely Mana Burn the healer as much as you can, as many times as you can. But if you're playing with a rogue, you could like opt out for blackout because it does have DR with sheep shot, and I think no, with kidney shot or with sheep shot, I don't remember. I think it's kidney shot that gets DR'd by the blackout stun. So you can opt out, or if you're playing with a mage, you have a lot more leisure to actually cast. And what's good about like having Shadow as a main spell to deal damage, if you get kicked on it, you still can heal and you can still do your Prayer of Mendings, which again, now that I'm playing on Warmane a lot to prep for PvP and like to know which one I'm going to play when it comes down to TBC. I think it's fun to be able to have multiple schools, right? If you're kicked, you still can heal, and Prayer of Mending is so fun to use, especially versus warlocks. They kind of don't want to like multi-dot everyone. While if you're like a Resto Druid, you get dotted as your DPS also gets dotted. Again, that's something that happens, and that's quite cool as well. That you have Prayer of Mending to combat that, or like cleave damage. Another Sunrise, which is always nice. But that's the main thing that I really like about TBC, at least Disc Priest, and also thinking about purely the option to go Disc Priest, even though like I have no teammate for Shadow Priest, I can still go Disc Priest. I still have a need to most likely get a second set of gear, because obviously the Shadow Priest set and the Disc Priest set, or at least the healing set, is not the same, and you want to be competitive healing wise. That's something I'm doing right now with Warmane. And now that I remember, we are playing on Anniversary, which enforces, and yes, that's something that I was excited about when we started Anniversary. It enforces faction balance, something that we haven't seen from the classic 2019 servers on TBC. There was barely any world PvP. The world PvP events and like the nodes that you need to capture to get like the spirit shards, for example, that's like something that wasn't really happening on my server back in the day. But also like it's something that world PvP, it is already very hard to world PvP on the TBC server, on the TBC expansion, because you have flying. But it's even harder when you have faction balance being 99% to 1%. So that's something I'm very excited about, like being able to world PvP. I think it will be obnoxious like in front of the dungeons and whatnot, but that's something that is like the price to pay. It's the same as, for example, in Dire Maul, right? In Classic Anniversary, like Dire Maul PvP, or like in BRD and BRM, that kind of sucks if you want to do the dungeons. But if you're looking for PvP, that's an active, reliable way to PvP outside of doing BGs and arenas. What I would like to see as a change, and I know that's not gonna happen, but if it does happen, that would be like fantastic. The change that I would like to see is that they put the ability to queue up in open world. So you have like the PvP tab, for example, as you have on how it's called, on Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath of the Lich King, you can do that. In Cataclysm, you can do that. I wanna gank the Warlock. I'm gonna fail. I truly believe I'm gonna fail, but I'm gonna let him get a bit of. Oh man. Well, we're going to see the match between the Warrior and the Warlock. I'm not gonna fight him. It's a Fury Warrior versus a Warlock. Warlock that has no HP. Unfortunate. Well, I wanted to fight him, but we can have him. We can have him. Level 51. Not really interested. Don't want to fight. Yeah, he's going to fight him. I'm sorry, man. That's something that is going to like happen. Like level 60s ganking level 51s. Well, it also happens to me, right? If you're taking a herb from me, I'm most likely going to kill you, so I can actually get the herb. But that's like the only like moment where I do stuff like that. So we have a Gromsblad, no, Sungrass here, which is always nice. We're still like 273, so we are very close to the goal of being 300, where we can have Black Lotus and whatnot. But that helps a lot with my objective to get gold in TBC, because that's a reliable way to get gold, reliable way to also like self-sufficiently do alchemist on a second character, send the herbs there and do some potions. I think that's a truly good way to enforce little gold pendages at least. So that's always interesting to do. We have a Fire Bloom here. Not really the best herb, but it does sell for a bit. I think 50 silver a pop. Yeah, something like that. 60 silver a pop. So it's a bit of gold, bit of change. And then Grom's Blood obviously sells for something. I don't know how much. Back when I played actively on Anniversary, I did buy Mighty Rage Potions for a lot. Like it was like 1 gold 50 a pop. So I guess Grom's Blood, you need 1 Grom's Blood, I think, or 2. So I think it's either 1 gold or 50 silver to make one. I don't know. So we'll see. But like right now, what I'm doing is I'm testing the classes that I want to play the most on the Warmane server. I know not a lot of people are like excited about Warmane, but that's the best way to really test a TBC class in PvP. You don't need to go into Onyxia and level it up. You can basically boot up the BlackRock server, go into TBC version. You get the Merciless gear. I think right now you get Merciless, and you can farm for Brutal if you want to. Or you get Vengeful. I don't know. I don't remember which set you get. But I can actually see on my character because I'm already logged in as well. You get Merciless for free, and you can test your character. Obviously, it is a private server, so it's not the same client. It's not as smooth as it should be or could be, but it's still like a good way to test classes. Like again, you don't have like the good interface or the good UI or the good add-ons that can support the playstyle that you would like to have. You don't have all the macros. Maybe you don't want to put all the macros into the possibility to test a class, but it's one of the best ways to test something, right? And I'm testing the priest. I tested the druid. Again, like for me, feral druid is really fun. I understand that it's not really the most meta thing. You can make it work, but again, you don't have like any healing reduction. You kind of need to do double DPS if you want to be competitive. Or nice, there is a Groms, but I'm gonna take it. It's not the most competitive class, but I think you can do pretty well with it if you play double DPS, like with a rogue. You could also play with a hunter, maybe. I think a hunter is way better with a healer, for example, so there is no reason to not do that, to not play. Oh, please don't. Oh, whatever. So yeah, I think that's something you can play around and have fun with. Ideally I stay feral. Because I think feral is more fun than boomy, at least in TBC. I think it becomes more fun in RAF, but even RAF feral is also like awesome, guys. Like that's something I did play in RAF when RAF Classic was current, and it was really fun to do so. But what is good about Resto Druid, if I ever like go Resto Druid, I could actually also play Balance Druid or not Moon Glow, but like Dream State, or I can play Restokin, so that's also a possibility. So you have ways to enjoy your gameplay as a druid. The same as a priest. I think TBC has a lot of like intricacies in how you can have fun with the classes, because you have a bit of like different builds. Even for Arms Warrior, you have like a build where you go 41 points into arms, or you go 33 points into 27, like 24 points into Fury, and then you go 3 points into protection for the stance dancing. I believe it's that, like, I'm not sure. I'm going to log on onto my warrior. I truly believe that the stance dancing is on the protection side of things, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken because my TBC memories are like a bit fading, because it has been a while I didn't play Warmane, especially on the different classes. So but that's basically what I'm doing. Should I make, like, again, I could make guides about the Warmane like classes and whatnot, but I feel like I could wait for when TBC becomes current, and that's kind of what will make more views in general. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think if I'm posting a TBC guide right now, people are not going to watch it, or they are not that interested, which is normal. I think there's no real reason to do that. So yeah, but that's pretty much the video I wanted to make and to talk about. Let me know what class you're going to play in TBC. Let me know the professions that you're going to play in TBC as well. Are you excited about TBC? Like, I'm not gonna lie, the faction balance could make it for very fun world PvP activities, in my opinion. I just wish you could like queue up in open world, so you could actually have a way to go out of Shattrath without like losing like arena and BG time, I would say. And that's mainly the things that I would like them to change. I think also the conquest change, I think that's like a given instead of like arena points. But that's mainly the thing I would suggest you guys to play around and to see around. If Blizzard ever like makes changes, I think those changes would be like a given. But yeah, pretty much. Some people don't like the farming thing. I think right now I'm enjoying myself to get a bit of like gold making also possibilities, but also for TBC prep. I think that's fun to do. Obviously, you have other ways to prep. You can prep for gear. Next gear is pretty good, especially for PvE, because you can wear it, I think, as a previs for most classes. From my understanding, you can kind of skip for dungeon grinds. And I think also, obviously, leveling your classes, that's a way to prep it as well. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.